is now finished. I will attempt to pick this up so you can see it. Good job these things are light. So it is very long, goes all the way down to there. So on me it touches the floor. Hi guys, so those of you who remember the BeeBeeCraft unboxing, I mentioned I was going to do some tutorials. This is the second tutorial. If you haven't seen the first, do check them out. That's where I do the key rings. But I thought I'd show you some uses for these charms. We've got some earrings, and then we've got two different lots of stitch markers. We've got crochet stitch markers and knitting stitch markers. So I'm going to show you how to do them so you get some idea on what to use for the charms. So if we just roll these all out of the way a minute. Okay, so first I'm going to do the earrings. All we need is your charm, an earring piece, and then for these I used 2 jump rings because you want the earring to lay, if I show you with this set that I got, when you put this in your ear you want the earring front to hang at the front like that. So to do that for this particular type you need 2 jump rings to orientate it, otherwise it would hang on the side like that, which you don't really want. So that's what we're going to do. Then all you need is some tools. I've just got some round nose pliers and then these bent nose ones just to open and close your jump rings. So really nice and simple. Just move these other components out of the way that we'll be using for stitch markers later. So grab your first jump ring. Now it doesn't matter which way round you join, but it's whichever way you feel comfortable. But I'm just going to hook that jump ring onto that earring. Really nice and simple. Should we come in a bit closer? Close. Focus, there we go. So I've taken the open jump ring, these ones come already open, as you can see. We're just going to slip the earring onto there and then just gently close that up. You could use some soft ones to do the closing, but my ones are a little out of shape. I could do with some new ones, so I'm not bothering with them today. What you want to do is just make sure that that little hole is closed up. So as you can see, that little gap there, just give them a little squeeze, trying to make sure you've closed that up as much as possible. So that's the first bit on, as you can see. Now take the second little jump ring you've got here. The size of the jump ring's not really important, you just want it to work nicely with the piece that you're doing. You don't want it to be so big that it overpowers the charm you're using. But obviously it needs to fit the charm and the other jump ring in it. So this was not quite open enough, so just give it a little twist to open up a tiny bit more. Pop it on. Now this particular charm is double-sided, so I don't need to worry about which orientation. If you have, say, the yarn ball, that is not double-sided, so you will need to make sure that you put that on the correct way. So you just do that by checking which way this lays. Imagine it in your earring, you want the charm to be able to lay so that it's facing you. So once you've put this on, so it's just dangling there, take your earring that you've already put your jump ring on. I'm just going to hook that jump ring in there as well. Let it dangle down. And then we're just going to close that up. Really nice and simple and really quick. So just give it a good little push close. You want to make sure that that gap is thoroughly closed. Doesn't matter if they overlap slightly, because that just means that it's definitely closed. But there. That's how quick and simple it is to make a little charm earring. You just want 2 of them and you got your pair of earrings. So, one I prepared earlier, and now they will go lovely with the yarn ones. So I think these are a cute little way to use the charms. I'll show you. These all let down. On their nice, quick, simple way, and any of these charms would look nice as earrings. I mean, all of these would look lovely as earrings, so feel free to use any of them. So that's the earrings, really nice and quick. So now I'll just show you how to do the stitch markers. So for crochet stitch markers, you need some kind of clasp. It focuses back again. There we go, focus. So yeah, for crochet stitch markers you want some kind of clasp. I have these lobster claw clasps at the moment, but there are other types. This is just happens to be the only one I've got in stock at the moment. There are wider, bigger clasps if you prefer those. But for these ones, because it doesn't really matter the orientation of the stitch marker, because it's just going to dangle there and mark where your end of your row is if you're working in the round, or your repeats if you're doing a specific pattern within it, or if you're just using it as a progress so you can see how far up you've got. It doesn't really matter if they're sitting sideways or flat, as long as they don't interfere with the yarn. So we're just going to use the one jump ring this time, and let's grab the yarn. Doesn't really matter which one you got, I just grab that one. And again, it's the same process really, so we're just going to pop that on. Can be a little fiddly. Just pop it on, or make sure the jump ring is open up enough. Some of these bigger charms do need the jump ring open just slightly more if it wants to grip. Over. There we go. So pop that on, then just take your lobster claw, pop that on too, and then you're just going to close that up. Tiny bit more. Yeah, all closed. Really quick and simple again. And so the final one, I'm going to show you the knitting one. Now this is the largest jump ring I've currently got in stock. Apparently I've run out of the bigger ones, which I didn't realise. So this ring here will fit up to a 4mm knitting needle. So this is basically for 4mm DK weight yarn usually and down. If you want to use a chunkier yarn and chunkier needles, you'll need to get a bigger ring. But again, it's really simple. So you just take any charm. We've just grabbed the tape measure one for the minute, and then pop your charm on. Now this one again is a double-sided charm, so if these were earrings you wouldn't need to worry too much which way around. And then take your jump ring. Remember, this one you want big enough to go over your chosen needle size. I tend to do 4mm and down as one size and chunking up is another size, so that you don't have to have too many different sizes. Okay, and then we're just going to close that up. If it will stop twisting on me, we'll be doing even better. There we go, all closed up. And that is your knitting stitch marker. So really simple, really quick, and fun, cute little ways to use charms. So look how quick they are to do. Let's come back out so you can see them all, shall we? Okay. So you can do lovely little sets. That's the earrings. Now, knitting and crochet markers. So nice, quick and simple. I've got a bunch more left that I can use to make anything more that I want to make. So do check back for more tutorials. I will be using the beads that I bought from BeeBeeCraft on some tutorials, and the threads that I'll be using. So do check back for some of them. Those won't necessarily be labelled BeeBeeCrafts, but they will be using the BeeBeeCraft products, so do check all my videos and you can see how they're all being used. But until later, I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.